1 Corinthians chapter 13 in various versions with text. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not charity, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. If I make use of the tongues of men and of angels, and have not love, I am like sounding brass or a loud-tongued bell. If I do not love, I am nothing. I may be able to speak different languages that people use. I may be able to speak languages that angels use, but that is worth nothing unless I love. It is only like someone who is making a loud noise. It is only like someone who is hitting a loud bell. If I speak in the languages of humans and angels, but have no love, I have become a reverberating gong or a clashing cymbal. If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but I do not have love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. If I speak with the tongues of humans and of angels, but do not have love, I have become sounding bronze or a clanging cymbal. If I speak with the languages of men and of angels, but don't have love, I have become sounding brass or a clanging cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing. And if I have a prophet's power and have knowledge of all secret things, and if I have all faith by which mountains may be moved from their place, but have not love, I am nothing. I may be able to speak messages from God. I may know all the facts, and I may understand all the secret things. I may believe God enough so that I could move mountains, but I am nothing if I do not love. If I have the gift of prophecy and can understand all secrets and every form of knowledge, and if I have absolute faith so as to move mountains, but have no love, I am nothing. And if I have prophecy and know all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so that I can remove mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I have the gift of prophecy and know all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to remove mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I have the gift of prophecy and know all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to remove mountains, but don't have love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not charity, it profits me nothing. And if I give all my goods to the poor, and if I give my body to be burned, but have not love, it is of no profit to me. I may give all the things that I have to poor people. I may even let other people burn my body so that I die, but that is worth nothing if I do not love. Even if I give away everything that I have and sacrifice myself, but have no love, I gain nothing. If I give away everything I own, and if I give over my body in order to boast, but do not have love, I receive no benefit. If I dole out all my goods to feed the poor, and if I surrender my body so that I may boast, but do not have love, it profits me nothing. If I give away all my goods to feed the poor, and if I give my body to be burned, but don't have love, it profits me nothing. Charity suffers long and is kind. Charity envies not. Charity vaunts not itself, is not puffed up. Love is never tired of waiting. Love is kind. Love has no envy. Love has no high opinion of itself. Love has no pride. If I love, I will be very patient. I will be kind. I will not want to be like other people so much that I get angry with them. I will not tell people how good I am. I will not think that I am better than other people. Love is always patient. Love is always kind. Love is never envious or arrogant with pride, nor is she conceited. Love is patient. Love is kind. It is not envious. Love does not brag. It is not puffed up. Love is patient and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not brag, is not proud. Love is patient and is kind. Love doesn't envy. Love doesn't brag, is not proud. Does not behave itself unseemly. Seeks not her own. Is not easily provoked. Thinks no evil. Love's ways are ever fair. It takes no thought for itself. It is not quickly made angry. It takes no account of evil. If I love, I will always be polite. I will think about what other people want. I will not think only about what I myself want. I will not get angry quickly, and I will not always be remembering the wrong things that other people have done to me. And she is never rude. She never thinks just of herself or ever gets annoyed. She never is resentful. It is not rude. It is not self-serving. It is not easily angered or resentful. Does not behave itself inappropriately. Does not seek its own way. Is not irritable. Does not keep a record of wrongs. Doesn't behave itself inappropriately, doesn't seek its own way, is not provoked, takes no account of evil. Rejoices not in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. It takes no pleasure in wrongdoing, but has joy in what is true. If I love, I will not be happy about bad things, but instead, I will be happy about things that are right and true. Is never glad with sin. She's always glad to side with truth and pleased that truth will win. It is not glad about injustice, but rejoices in the truth. Does not rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices with the truth. Doesn't rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices with the truth. bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love has the power of undergoing all things, having faith in all things, hoping all things. If I really love people, I will never stop loving them. It will not matter what happens. Whatever things may happen, I will still continue to love. If I love, then, during all things, I will still continue to believe. If I love, then during all things, I will still continue to hope for good things. If I love, then, during all things, I will still continue to be patient and strong. She bears up under everything, believes the best in all. There is no limit to her hope, and never will she fall. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Charity never fails, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. Though the prophet's word may come to an end, tongues come to nothing, and knowledge have no more value, love has no end. If I love, that will never come to an end. But it is different for all those gifts that God has given to us. The time will come when we do not need them any longer. People will stop telling messages from God. They will stop speaking in special languages. The many things that people know will finish. Love never fails. Now, if there are prophecies, they will be done away with. If there are languages, they will cease. If there is knowledge, it will be done away with. Love never ends. But if there are prophecies, they will be set aside. If there are tongues, they will cease. If there is knowledge, it will be set aside. Love never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will be done away with. Where there are tongues, they will cease. Where there is knowledge, it will be done away with. Love never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will be done away with. Where there are various languages, they will cease. Where there is knowledge, it will be done away with. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. For our knowledge is only in part, and the prophet's word gives only a part of what is true. Now at this time we know only a small part of everything that is true, and we can tell other people only a small part of the messages that come from God. For what we know is incomplete, and what we prophesy is incomplete. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. But when that which is complete is come, then that which is in part will be no longer necessary. Now we have only a part of what God wants to give to us. But the time will come when He will give everything to us completely. Then we will not have only a part any longer. But when what is complete comes, then what is incomplete will be done away with. But when what is perfect comes, the partial will be set aside. But when that which is complete has come, that which is partial will be done away with. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. When I was a child, I made use of a child's language. I had a child's feelings and a child's thoughts. Now that I am a man, I have put away the things of a child. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child thinks. I understood only what a child understands. But now that I am a man, I have stopped being like a child. When I was a child, I spoke like a child, thought like a child, and reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I gave up my childish ways. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. But when I became an adult, I set aside childish ways. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I felt as a child. I thought as a child. Now that I have become an adult, I have put away childish things. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know, even as also I am known. For now we see things in a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now my knowledge is in part, then it will be complete, even as God's knowledge of me. Now we see things as if we were looking at them in a dark mirror. What we see is not clear, but the time will come when we will see everything clearly. Now we know some things, but then we will understand all things. God knows us, and He understands us completely, and we will understand like that too, then. Now we see only an indistinct image in a mirror, but then we will be face to face. Now what I know is incomplete, but then I will know fully, even as I have been fully known. For now we see in a mirror, indirectly, but then we will see face to face. Now I know in part, but then I will know fully, just as I have been fully known. For now we see in a mirror, dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I will know fully, even as I was also fully known. And now abides faith, hope, charity, these three, but the greatest of these is charity. But now we still have faith, hope, love, these three, and the greatest of these is love. So there are three things that continue. We continue to believe God. We continue to hope for good things. We continue to love. But the greatest of these things is love. Right now, three things remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. But now faith, hope, and love remain. These three. The greatest of these is love.